Hallo, ek is Edie. Welkom by my kanaal waar ons als saam doen. In this video, I'll introduce you to basic numbers in Afrikaans. Those are your numbers 1 through 10, as well as 11 through 19. Then the whole numbers 20 to 100. After that, numbers 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and a million. And after that, I've included a few very basic arithmetic questions to practice pronunciation of those numbers in a fun way. I also included the words for your 4 basic arithmetic operators, which is plus, minus, multiplication, and division, as well as your equal to sign. I find that if I want to memorize new vocabulary and I can apply it in a practical way, it's just much easier for me to remember the new words than if I just have to memorize them. Okay, so we'll start with numbers 1 through 12. They all have unique names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, now we come to numbers 13 through 19. What you will see is that all of these numbers have something in common, which is the 10, which is added to the end. However, not all of them use the basic single form and just add a 10 to the end. The first one, 13, you'll see it's not 13. That 3 changes to 13. So with some of these numbers, you'll have to memorize them because they have a unique form. And some of them, like 15 and 16, just take the basic single number and add the 10 to the end. But I will suggest learn these individually, memorize them, because they don't all stick to one rule. So we have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then we get to the one that is a little bit more interesting. It has 2 pronunciations. So the one is 19, which is, I think, a little bit of an older pronunciation. It's still used. It's not incorrect. But then the one that I use mostly, and I think most people in general that I know use, is 19. So that would be the second one I've given there. It is the one for that, for 19, that is used the most, I think. 19. In further videos in future, I will talk about that specific letter, which is the E with the 2 dots on top. It's something that's used quite a bit in Afrikaans. But for now, you can just memorize the pronunciation and the word. So that is pronounced 19. 19. Okay, and then it's numbers 20 through 90. These all have something in common again, which is the tig added to the end. But it's the same thing. You will have to learn the spelling and the pronunciation individually because they don't all stick to one specific rule. So we'll start with 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Watch out for that one. Remember, it has a T in front. So where you previously said 8 is 8 or 8. In this case, it has a T in front and it makes it 80. And then we get to the one with the 9 again. And it has 2 pronunciations again. So the one is 90, which is also the older pronunciation. And then the one more commonly used now, I think, is 90. So it's again the same spelling in the beginning that you had with 19. It's just now 90. So with that E, you'll hear there's a in in the sound. 90. So that is something to get used to and something to practice. Okay, so the very large round numbers, we start with 100. So that's 100. When you say, give me 100, in Afrikaans you'll say, gee vir my 100. But when you are referring to 100 and there's no in front, you'll just say 100. Then you add the 1. So the two cases is very similar to English, where you have give me 100 and it does not have a 1 in front, or this is 100. When you're not using a, then you add the 1. So that is why I've given you both of those. It's either this is 100 or give me 100. Gee vir my 100. So those are the two uses. In future, we'll use this much more. And if it doesn't make all the sense now, it'll make more sense eventually. But you can learn both of those. The actual number value is 100. But even used in a sentence, and you want 100 from somebody, then you'll just say, gee vir my 100. Right, so we'll move on. Then we have the same situation with 1,000, where it is 1,000, or if you want it from somebody and it's 1,000, then it becomes 1,000. So then you just leave out the in front. I have noticed like I'm just mixing the languages terribly right now. Okay. And then we'll move on. Then it's 10,000, which is 10,000. And in that one's case, if you use a in front, it's still 10,000 because you have to indicate how many thousands you want. So it's always just 10,000, and then after that you get 100,000, and then we move on to 1,000,000, which is 1,000,000 if you are referring to the number size, and if you include the a in front, and it's like 1,000,000, then it becomes 1,000,000, and again you drop the 1 from the front. So it's exactly like English. It's exactly the same. You'll not be using the 1 if you're referring to give me 1,000,000. You won't be saying give me 1,000,000. That is not something that you would say. So in Afrikaans it's exactly the same. Gee my 1,000,000. And the 1 or the in is left out. Now we get to the fun part. In this clip we have basic arithmetic operators, which is your very basic mathematical operators. In Afrikaans, those will be basiese wiskundige operateurs. But there are other terms for those as well. So we'll start with plus. Plus, which is how we pronounce it in Afrikaans. Spelled the same, just the pronunciation is different. Then minus. Minus, same spelling again, different pronunciation. Then we get to mal, mal, which is your multiplication. And then lastly, deel, deel, which is division. Now when you use the multiplication and the division in a sentence, there are some other words included as well, which I won't be looking at in this video. It's a little bit more advanced. Some words in the sentence changes. But for now, those are the names of those operators. And then top right, we also have the equal to sign. In Afrikaans, that is gelyk aan. That directly translates to is equal to. So we use the whole thing. When you write a maths question, we use the whole 3 words, is gelyk aan. Okay, let's do a few sums. Kom ons doen 'n paar somme. This one, very advanced, is 1 plus 1 is gelijk aan 2. And then we look at that very, very advanced question at the bottom. 1 skaap plus 1 skaap is gelijk aan 2 skape. 9 minus 6 is gelijk aan 3. And at the bottom we have 9 ape minus 6 ape is gelijk aan 3 ape. 3 maal 5 is gelijk aan 15. 3 bome maal 5 bome is gelijk aan 15 bome. 14 gedeel deur 2 is gelijk aan 7. 14 visse gedeel deur 2 visse is gelijk aan 7 visse. With that, we have arrived at the end of this video. Please like, share, and subscribe for more Afrikaans videos. And please go check out some of my other videos. Some of it's just animals, nature, some recipes, and I'm definitely adding more recipes in future. I have a long list of things that I want to film. However, my current setup is not ideal or optimal for food filming, but that's going to happen very soon. And then I've got some videos on swimming, and I'm definitely planning on adding videos, exercise videos of all kinds. So there's a lot in my mind that has not come to fruition yet, but it's gonna happen. Thank you for joining me and have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next video.